Welcome to Working Horses with Jim. This video is going to start a few weeks ago when I bought my new trailer. So hi everybody, we just got back from picking up our new trailer. Let me show you what we have. As you can see, it's an X's trailer. It is 20 foot long, meaning from here to here is 20 foot, and then of course the overhang over the cab. Now this is not a brand new trailer, this is a 2019, but it's in very good shape. Now I wanted to get this because my old trailer just wasn't as high and as wide as I would like it to be, and this one should work much better for what I need done. So this is my side door, which I really like, and one of the things I like about it is it's so much wider. As you can see over here actually on my other trailer, that side door there is so much narrower. If I have to, I can actually easily bring a horse in from this side if I have to, or if I choose to do that. So my plan as for right now, since I generally just go to the woods with 2 horses, is to have the horses in the back, and this whole front here will be used to carry all my logging equipment, my chainsaws, my gas and oil, hay and grain and water for the horses, all that good stuff. I don't need 10 feet of course, but this is also going to be really nice when I want to move my skid steer and or my logging cart. I can easily put the horses plus the skid steer and the logging cart, well, not all 4, but at least I could put some up front and some in the back. What I might do eventually, I'm even thinking that even fairly soon, I might be taking 3 horses to the woods some, and so I could easily put 1 horse kind of kitty corner right here and make some sort of a temporary partition right here, so that the 1 horse can be there. I close the door and have the 2 horses behind, and then I'd still have all this room up front to carry all my stuff, because this area here is plenty of room to carry my stuff. So I brought the trailer down by the barn, and I decided to bring Buck over and put him in the trailer. Wow, that aluminum floor is quite loud as Buck jumped onto that trailer. So my first trip is to head down to Runnings and buy some mats for the trailer.
Here's Jim doing his favorite shopping, most favorite shopping, the only kind of shopping he likes to do. Getting some pads for the trailer. The girls will be so proud. He's wearing his red boots in the store.
Geo.
I don't know if it's listening to him or not. So you should have seen the fiasco we had trying to get these mats out of the store, because you need double doors to get through, and they had stuff in front of everything. We were moving everything around and everything. Looks like I better help Jim now. But these mats are going to go in the floor of the trailer, and he was excited to get enough to fit on the bottom. Looks like he's going to try it out right now. We got 5 of them. Just can't wait to see if they fit, huh?
Well, they're not going to fit. I got to cut that mat set right there out, but yeah, they'll fit.
Nice.
I want to give you guys a little update on my trailer. I bought some plexiglass. Here's a sheet of plexiglass that we're going to be putting into the windows. This is the higher quality plexiglass. Polycarbonate sheet. I think people have suggested that's what I use, and I was planning on doing that anyways, and it's a lot better stuff. So I ended up with a little snap here on my tailgate, or my gate. But I wanted to show you this. I got my mats all in.
Wall-to-wall carpeting.
So I'm really pleased with that. So it's close to being ready to use. Okay, so here we are today. It's been a couple weeks now since this whole process started with getting my new trailer and getting things situated the way I want it. I guess maybe it's been fortunate we've had really poor warm weather for wintertime in these last couple of weeks, so I've had time to work on the trailer, and I haven't had time to do any logging. I did a little sleigh rides for a while, and now it's just turned almost into spring here. That should change very soon, and I hope to, even as early as tomorrow, get started back in the woods. But I wanted to show you what I've done with this trailer, and I'm hoping to get a lot of comments from you guys and some suggestions as to what I've done, and if you've got any suggestions as to what I should do even differently even now. This is an ongoing process, these things with this trailer, that I will continually be changing, but I do want your advice and comments on anything you might think of to make things better. And also keep in mind, whenever you do this, give me suggestions. I definitely listen to your comments, and I will definitely think about those suggestions. I may not do them at this point, but at some point I might try those things. So please give me those suggestions. So let's start with the windows. So we ended up putting all that plexiglass, and I ended up getting another sheet of plexiglass. The one 4x8 sheet wasn't enough to do it all. So we were able to take this right here off. Very simple to do this. Take this off, cut the piece of glass, and slide it right in. So that worked out really good. On the back side here, we actually even put the windows in this openings here on the doors, and even up top there. So that is great. Okay, now for the moment we've all been waiting for. Let me open up and show you what we've done.
Drum roll, please.
As you can see, we have the floor in, which you saw earlier. I've got sawdust in it. The door is shut, and this is where the 2 horses will be that I'll be taking on a regular basis every day. Okay, with that being said, let's go to the front part, and I'm going to show you what I've done up there. Before we get there, there was no way to hitch a horse back here. If I didn't have the plexiglass in, I could have easily thrown my rope around these studs right here and tied the rope up there. But it was just kind of a pain, and with the windows in, I can't do that. So I put these spots right here. I bolted through to make a place to put my ropes to tie the horses. So I will generally be tying my horses on this side when I'm logging, because everything's in the front here, my hay and gray and all that stuff. So it's going to be really handy to have everything right here, and this is the driver's side, so everything should work good like that. So I'll have the 2 horses tied here, and up here, this little spot here is to hang my hay bag. So that should work really good. Although I just thought of something, I don't have a place to hang my buckets for grain, so I'll probably have to hang them from here also, well, that'll work fine. Okay, so let me open up this door and show you what I've done in here. Voila! What do you think?
I like it.
Okay, hop up here, I will explain what I've got and what I'm gonna do. Okay, let's start with this wall. This wall, and Brenda, if you could put the camera over, this spot right here is where I will put a single horse if I choose to go to the woods with 3 horses. Also, there's a possibility that the horses might ride even better if I put 1 horse here and just 1 horse in the back. We'll have to experiment with that and see how that goes. So what I did is I just bolted in a piece right here, so these boards will actually come right out of here. So I can pick them right up and take them right out. The top 3 boards are actually, this is all hardwood, it's all hickory, just something I had on hand. I was originally thinking that I could do it all with 5/4 stuff or 1.5 inch stuff, and then I made the 5/4 boards, and I jumped on them, and it just scared me a little bit, so I decided to go with full 2 inch. So all from here down, it's all 2 inch hickory. Any hardwood would have been fine, I'm sure. I stopped at this point with the 2 inch just because that's what I had, and I had some of these, so I decided to use them. These are loose in the slot that I slide these in, and I may do something to stick in here to make them tighter, but I really don't know. It probably doesn't matter anyways. So what I did is I have all my stuff I need to store in here, and I have it all nice now. It's nice and clean in here. That's not going to stay that way. I am sure as I work, things will get messy, but for right now, it's really nice. I'm sure there's other ways to do this. I would love to hear your thoughts on that even. So because of the wood, it's so easy to screw things into it to hold things. Now, right now I have everything on this one 2x6 so that when I pull this wall out and need to use this area, it's easy to do. And then when I want to put it back in, I know the 2x6 with all the hooks on it go right here. So it's going to be very simple. So I put these hooks on it to hang all my chainsaws, and I like that. That's going to be great. I have a shovel here. I have an axe, which is generally not here because it stays in the woods. Right here I have my water, and that's hitched up very simply there just so it doesn't spill over. It probably won't, but just very simple to do it like this. And generally I just need the one bucket. If I had to bring two, I could. Over here I have a tote with my grain in it, and I wanted to ask you guys what your thoughts were on this. Originally I was going to use a tote, but I was just going to have a tote with a cover on, and I'm just going to dump the grain right in there. I didn't have a cover for this particular tote, and so I just stuck the bags in here, and I have my scoop right here. So every day I can take my buckets and just scoop in here and dump in the buckets and then go hang them up. So I guess my question is what do you guys think is best? Just to leave the bags open like this, or dump them in? And if I dumped them in without a cover, would mice get into a trailer like this and do a lot of chewing? I don't know. But I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are. So over here, I'll have my hay bale and my hay net. I probably won't carry much more than one bale at a time, but I could. A bale of hay will last like 2 or 3 days for their lunch. So that works good. I have an extra neck yoke down here underneath this hay. You never know when you might break something like that. And this tote right here, this is for my chains and my logging tongs, and I have my cant hook right here that I can easily grab out every day and put on my cart. So up top, Brad, you can step right on that bale right there even. This is what I did. There's these slots. So I was able to drop boards down into here to keep everything kind of contained or together. Way over here is just a loose area there, but in that area I have a couple chairs and a table. For the summertime it's kind of nice if you want to have a picnic. Brenda might come up for lunch or whatever. And then I have right here also I have a ramp for if I have a flat tire. Those things work really good in these trailers. You can just drive the good tire up onto that and then change the bad tire. We have all of our barn chain oil here and different oils that I have. This is just for chainsaw gas. Got a toolbox here with a bunch of tools. I got a pouch here with a bunch of chainsaw stuff. Over here, I got a couple extra cant hooks and PVs, a chain binder, Brenda's hard hat. I have all my wedges in this smaller portion of it, which keeps it kind of confined to one area. And this is my gas and oil that I need to fill up and take into the woods with me. So anyways, that pretty well shows everything that I have. I would love to hear any ideas that you guys might have of ways that I could do it even better. Any thoughts, Brenda? Any questions from you?
No. Were you going to talk about tying them inside, or you can do that afterwards?
I will talk about that even right now, because I want to, yeah, a couple things about that. So, like I said, if we were to use a bill, for example.
It smells good in here, like sawdust.
What I would do with him is lead him right up in here, and he'd just turn around, I'd hitch him right here, he'd swing his butt over there, and then I'd close the gate. And I may or may not be doing that, but it's just really handy to have that option.
Did you say that you're doing that with Bill because he's a short horse? Like it wouldn't work for everybody?
It would probably work for anybody, I think. I'm going to try different size horses to see, but I know Bill will fit. I've actually brought him in before just to try it, and he fits right in here. I do have one thing I wanted to give you. I have one thing here I wanted to talk about, and I'm curious of your thoughts on this. What I have done for inside the trailer to hitch the horses. Okay, I was down at Tractor Supply and I bought a bunch of things to hitch horses with, and those outside rings that I have, I got them from Tractor Supply, and I got these from Tractor Supply also, and it's just a very small hook with small self-tapping screws to go into the aluminum, and so I have that, and I took just a piece of baler twine and a good snap to hitch the horses to. When you're doing a lot of hauling, and I'm coming in here with my horses, I always have a nice lead rope on them, but it's just so simple to lead them into the trailer and just take the rope that's already here and snap them in place, and then I can just take the lead rope and just hang it on the hames. It just saves me coming in, threading it through the hole, tying the rope, and it's just so much simpler. The thing I'm concerned with is, will these small hooks, rings, with these little screws that's going into this aluminum, will that hold? You know, I don't know. I don't know. The ones I have outside are actually bolts that go through all the aluminum here. So I know that they're going to be strong enough. This, I'm not sure. If something ever was to happen, of course, they're in the trailer, so it's not that big of a deal. Another thing is, as you can see, all I have is baler twine right here with a good snap. Now, you might think this is really a cheap way to go, or a poor way to go even, in a lot of people's opinion possibly, but there's several really good things about using baler twine in this situation. What you have to be concerned with is something going wrong, okay? Now, if something went wrong and you have a really good rope here, chances are that rope will not break. But when you go, if something happened and you had to cut that rope because you couldn't get untied for some reason, the ropes that are being made nowadays are actually very good ropes, but they're actually hard to cut with a knife. Baler twine, on the other hand, is very easy to cut with a knife. If we get into trouble of some sort, a horse went down or whatever, and he's hanging on this rope, I can come up here with my knife and snip, and have it come off. Also, there's a better chance of this actually breaking than these heavy-duty ropes, although this is very strong. I've never, a fresh piece of baling twine, I don't think I've ever had a break on a horse, with a horse. So I'm very confident this rope is plenty strong enough to do the job, and it's just so handy. It's kind of one of those things, you don't want it to break, but you want to be able to cut it easy too. So to me, this is a good way to go. I will tell you as we progress whether or not these two screws hold this rope. A friend of mine was here earlier today, and he said, my rope is going to break before that pulls apart. He's quite confident of that. So time will tell, we'll see. And also another guy actually told me that that's what he uses in his trailer, and it works good. So I think that's about all I have to share on my trailer. But what we want to do today is actually load these horses into the trailer, and I've decided I'm going to take all three. I'm going to put Bill in front and the blacks back here. I'm not going to harness them up. I'm just going to go through without harnesses on, and I want to take them around the loop. We have a few mile loop here, and I want to set my camera up and see how they react to the trailer. One thing I've noticed on a windy day when this trailer's outside, these plexiglass makes quite a lot of noise. And when we are traveling down the road, will it make a lot of noise? I don't know. Also, an aluminum trailer, as a rule, is very noisy. You recall when I brought Buck into the trailer before I had the mats, how noisy it was. Well, the noise is only going to be worse as we're traveling down the road. So I'm very curious to see how this is going to work out by having my camera set up, and I'll let you see that as we go along. And I'm very curious myself to see how they react, how noisy it is in here, and yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Well, they're used to an aluminum trailer.
They are used to aluminum trailers, so I don't foresee any problems at all, but I am very curious to see myself, or listen myself, how noisy it is. So let's get them loaded up and we'll go for a ride.
Here's Jim and Billy.
Notice the difference on how much quieter it was when I wrote.
Yeah. Billy, what do you think?
There we go.
See how much room he has in here.
Hannah. Well, we had a little bit of difficulty with the camera, but we got Ken went on all right. As you can see, they're both in there. And
Wait a minute, let me open just one.
And so now I'm going to set the camera up and we're going to take a trip around the block. Here, Ken. Here. Here. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. There. You guys can leave this alone. If you can, I'm sure you can. with my old trailer, I had put wood over the windows to keep it warm. I didn't have plexiglass, and so it was a dark trailer and they weren't able to look out the windows at all. But with this one, with the new glass, they're able to look out the window and see what's going on. Good. It's a little hard in this trailer to get a good spot for the camera, and I thought I had a good angle. Then I shut the door and it turned right down to the floor, and so now we've got about 5 minutes of mostly Ken's big butt showing, so I guess I better edit a bunch of that out. Well, I'm really liking what I'm seeing in this video with the horses riding in the trailer. I am curious what your guys' thoughts are on this petition I have. I think I like it. I was thinking about going all the way to the ceiling so Bill or whatever horse I have here couldn't put their head over, but I don't really see any problems with him putting his head over the top boards like that, so I think I'm going to like it. Just curious what your thoughts are. Okay, guys. So we made a 5-mile loop, and everything went smooth. I was totally pleased with the feeling of the trailer. I've got 3 horses in here. I normally just haul 2, and I didn't seem to feel really any different between this and the old trailer with 2 horses in as I did with 3 in this one. I'm sure this truck has power enough to handle this, and yeah, it went good. So we'll see how they unload now, because loading one thing, let's see about unloading. Like I said earlier, one of the biggest reasons why I bought this trailer is the old trailer is too short. I could not back a horse out of the trailer with the harnesses on, and of course I don't have harnesses on now, but I'm sure that actually we did with Buck earlier, and we definitely can back out with the harness. We definitely can back out with harnesses on. One problem I do have to be concerned with is Ken tends to back up really fast when I back him out of the trailer. It's a bad habit of his. I should have done a better job as far as working on that. But so I will probably make a habit of backing him out first, whether he's harnessed or unharnessed, and then I'll put him in his stall, and then I'll bring out Buck, and then I'll come back and I'll get Bill.
That's funny. He does everything else slow, but he does that fast.
Yep. Back. Back. Boy. So now I'm gonna let Buck loose, back him out of me, and I'll let him loose. He can go on the barn by himself, and I'll get Bill, because I'm sure Bill's gonna be quite upset if he has to stay in that trailer very long alone. Although he's used to being in the front of the old trailer quite often, and he would come out last, so it's not much change. Usually with Buck, he would be tied over here from the old trailer, and I'd actually swing him around, which I still can do, and I have more room because it's a wider trailer. But more than likely, I'll just back him out, so he'll kind of have to get used to that. And Bill is used to spinning, so in the position he's in, that's what we'll do. There. Careful. Okay. Bill needs to get back to work. He's got so much energy. So, I hope you enjoyed the video and even the ride in the trailer with the horses. I gotta go take care of my horses before they cause trouble. So we will see you next time.